event we have this year is a scavenger hunt. So this is a pretty neat thing. Over in the social room, you can get a card that has areas for various people to put a stamp on. These stamps you can get all around the convention. I'll give you a little hint, a couple hints. Most of them are in the exhibit hall, but not all of them. And also, if you follow the Twitter or Facebook accounts for the collecting tracks, you can find some hints there on where to go to get some of the stamps. If you get all your stamps and come back, we have this pretty neat medal while supplies last. So the first however many people we have can get one of these. And also the very first team or person to complete the card gets some additional prizes in addition to the medal. So you might want to try and be first. Again, those cards you can get, and more information on the scavenger hunt is over in the social room. I encourage you, as we exit here, you can just literally go right across the hall and check that out on your way back towards the convention hall. So this next panel is a new one for Celebration, and Tony tells me he's got some pretty interesting and wacky and fun things to talk about in regards to Star Wars music. So give a hand for Tony Damata.
In the back. Can you hear me? Louder. Turn it up, CJ. Please. Is that good? Yeah. That's good. All right. So my name is Tony Damata. My website is restrainingbolt.com. I'm primarily, I collect all types of music, Star Wars music, and some other odds and ends, kind of odd stuff. But, who can honestly say that without the music of Star Wars, that movie would not have been the same? Honestly. Yeah, I mean, the music is what makes that so powerful, and that's what sort of attracted me to it. And then I sort of got into it more for the artwork and things like that, and then I started collecting it from all over the world. So everything you see in this slide presentation is actually from my collection, and it's only about maybe a third of what I actually have displayed. So first off, anybody born before or after 1985, this is a record. Where'd it go? What the? It disappeared. There it is. All right, let me go back one. So music used to come on discs, flat discs. It wasn't, you couldn't get 1,000 of them on a little thing this big. You'd get maybe a dozen on a piece of vinyl that would melt if you left it out in the sun. I just want to go over how some of these are made, because I found some actually production pieces. The piece on the left is what's called a master. It's an aluminum disc that's covered with a lacquer that's kind of like nail polish, and that's put on a lathe, and that lathe engraves the music onto it, and then it's checked to make sure it works right. It's put onto something else that they spray tin chloride and silver onto it, and then nickel plate the top of that, and that's what's on the right-hand side. It's called a stamper. Once they pull the stamper off the master, they throw the master away. So finding those pieces on the left are really, really hard, because most of the time they were just tossed away. Then the stampers would get put inside of a press, and 100 tons of pressure would push down on a piece of vinyl called a biscuit to make the record. They would trim it off, and in the time it took me to explain that, you'd have a brand new record. So that's, so I just wanted to show you some of the production pieces I had. And then this was a test pressing for one of the Empire Strikes Back story things. I got a hold of that as well. What else do I got? So let's start off with just the regular soundtrack. Top left is United States, and then I found them in France, Mexico, Japan, Korea, and the bottom right, Spain, is always playing which one of these is not like the other. They decided to go a little differently, but these are full-size LPs. And then my favorite one out of all the soundtrack ones is the German one with the Hildebrand artwork, and the cassette is shown along with that. Now the music's all the same in all of these, so it's not like every album's different, it's always the same music, but they're packaged differently, and all the manufacturer information on the labels is always different. So as a variation collector, I like trying to find as many from all over the world as I can. And then here is some of those same things. The top row are cassettes. There's some in the US, the center one, the orange is from Australia. And then the bottom row is 8-tracks. And who remembers 8-tracks? Show of hands. Awesome. Awesome. That's actually how I got started into collecting music. Pete Filmo did an article on Gus's website about 8-tracks, and I saw that and went, that doesn't look that bad. I bet I can find all those. And I'm still looking, and that was 10 years ago. So yeah, the bottom ones, I think the far left is Canada, the center of the US, and the bottom right is again Australia. And something odd is that they usually only produced 8 tracks in English-speaking countries. I've only ever found them from US, Canada, the UK, and Australia. So other than that, I think the rest of the world that they didn't speak English, they said, what are these funny little boxes? We don't want them. So, and let's see. The story of Star Wars. This was an audiobook before they made audiobooks. This was a combination of soundtrack, a narrator, and also actual dialogue and stuff from the film. So here's a little taste of that.
They're heading in this direction. What are we going to do? We'll be sent to the spice mines of Kessel or smashed into who knows what.
But R2-D2 is already scooting down the sub-hallway, emitting a series of mechanical beeps and chirps that only 3PO can understand. He is nearing a small metal module, the Rebel cruiser's escape pod.
Hey, you're not permitted in there. It's restricted. You'll be deactivated to Sean. Don't you call me a mindless philosopher, you overweight blob of grease. Now come on before somebody sees you. Secret mission? What plans? What are you talking about?
That should be it. All right. But yeah. I forgot to write his name down. Roscoe Lee Brown. Thank you. What's interesting too, it came on a regular vinyl disc, and it also came on the picture disc with Vader on the backside. And something was odd when I was looking at the picture. I had one that's some sort of special edition with a number. I've never seen it anywhere before, and I didn't even realize I had that on there until I started putting this up. I went, what is that? So I don't know where that came from. So now I got something else to research. So here it is. Let's see. Bottom left is France. There's a 4-track reel-to-reel in the center. 2 on the right are Japan. And once again, the Hildebrand artwork on the bottom right, I love that. And the top left one was came with one that opened up and had an album that came out, a poster album, that kind of thing. Let's see what else. And then, of course, the left 2 are 8-tracks, and then the right are cassettes. Hey, there's Roscoe Lee Brown, thank you. Top right is German, and the bottom is, again, Australia. So all the different media, and all right, so we're going to move into some compilation albums. The compilations are interesting because they're usually just 1 or 2 songs from Star Wars, and then it's like Battlestar Galactica, 2001, Rocky, and some other stuff at the time. But they put Star Wars on the cover to make you know, hey, Star Wars, and then you grab it. So most of these usually only have just 1 or 2 songs at the most. The bottom center is one of my favorites. That's from Japan. The top right as well. But the one on the bottom left, I got that from Australia, and there's literally, I think it's just the one song from Star Wars or from Jedi, but the artwork, I just love the artwork. So that's some compilation albums, and then cassettes. And for some reason, that Darth Vader one on the top always looks like a Christmas album to me. I don't know why. I don't know why they put them on a Christmas album, but there you go. And then C-3PO's hanging out with Starsky and Hutch down on the bottom row, and they don't look happy about it. So, and all right, who didn't know this album as a kid? Everybody had this album. Nico. Let's see, apparently from what I've read, he had went and saw Star Wars like 4 times in one day and went home and said, I need to start writing some music for this. And that's where it came about. He just wanted to start, you know, doing his thing. I think I went too far. There it is. So, yeah, so this is everywhere. And the interesting thing is that it's the same music everywhere, but this went around the world. This is everywhere. And I'm going to give you examples of that. I'm going to play it for you. Oh yeah. This is what we listen to. Just forgive us. I got from Japan, the one on the right's the UK. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the left one from Japan. The one on the right, I have no idea where it's from. It has no markings on it for manufacturer, what country, year, nothing. No idea where it's from. And then here are some of the cassettes. Again, another unknown in there, because most of them will have countries or manufacturers that have the year end. Nothing was on that one. Again, Australia, Spain, and in the US. And then these are 45s. So the small single play, there's usually 1 or 2 songs on each side. Italy, France, Mexico, Spain, and Japan. Found all these, and there are some more that I have. I just, like I said, running out of room. I just wanted to show some of the more interesting pieces. And that, okay. 8 tracks. Again, just usually bottom center of Australia. I think I had, and the rest are US or Canada. And yes, I do have a sickness. I look for these every day. Every day I look for this stuff to find. And I memorize every piece I have, and when I'm looking on eBay, I go, got it. Okay, not today. But there are still out there, still so much out there, still so much music out there. I've been collecting, like I said, maybe about 10 years, and I still see dozens of things I don't have, but I'm not spending the money they want for them, so I'll wait for them to come down a little. So. And then this is sheet music. A couple different types of sheet music. So yeah, he was everywhere. This thing was big, and even went to, I think, #1 on the charts for about 2 or 3 weeks in '77. I think that was right. So yeah, it went global. He went crazy for it. And that sort of leads me into the Star Wars Christmas album, because it was actually produced by Mika. He did it. And what's the special thing about the Star Wars Christmas album? John Bon Jovi, who was about 17 at the time. This uses the Macquarie artwork, which I love. I think it's fantastic. And they had such great songs in here like R2-D2, Wish You Merry Christmas, and When You Get a Wookiee if he already has a comb. But I'm going to give you a little taste of John Bon Jovi.
We look up at the winter star. We know that's where you are. Our chimney's big and round, so you can come right down. And if our wish comes true, we'll spend Christmas Eve with you. Our hearts will sing with glee as we decorate the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that was actually his first recording ever. He did that. He was working in the recording studio for his uncle, I think it was. And they said, hey, you want to sing on the album? And he was sweeping the floors. He went, okay. And for years he said, no, that wasn't me, but it's actually his first credited recording. So here's some 45s of the same kind of stuff. And the center is one of the cards that they put in jukeboxes. When, they put it in, then you pick the jukebox and pull a 45 out and do that. Like I said, if you're my age, you remember this stuff before it was digital. So I got a couple pieces from here. I think this is Christmas in the Stars. Is there anything that Anthony Daniels wouldn't put his voice onto? Seriously. There's nothing that guy, they said, oh, what do you want to put a commercial? I don't care what the commercial is, I'll be on it. So here's a little of that, and I'm sorry again, but
Oh my stars, I've never been so busy before. It seems Christmas arrives sooner each year.
hold on.
Stars, Christmas in the stars. What a merry Christmas this will be.
That's all I can stand. That's as far as I can get. And then this is When You Get a Wookiee for Christmas, when he already has a comb. It's a little chunk in the middle of that.
He gave me a comb last year. What can you get? A Wookiee for Christmas when he already owns a comb.
That's all I'm going to say, all right. So that's that. So there is some interesting stuff on the Christmas album, so if you ever get a hold of it, you can find it on MP3, and it is fun to listen to, but... all right, so here's some stuff from around the world I found. Let's look at some of the stuff from Japan. The top left, and these are the top 3 in are full-size LPs, and the bottom left is No, that's a full-size LP as well. And then the bottom two are just cassettes. Like I said, I love the Japanese artwork, the media that came out of Japan has amazing artwork on it. They just did such a great job on it. The interesting thing is that the full-size LPs are usually, made like ours, but the 45s are usually put in a regular sleeve, and then they have a sheet of paper that has all the album information on the front and back that would just go with the album. It isn't actually printed on the sleeves like we had, and that's been consistent that I've found. Let's see. Here's some of the 45s in Japan. So, like I said, each one of those is just a single sheet of printed paper that goes with the 45. I just love some of the artwork, though. That's what draws me to it. Here is Australia. They have some interesting stuff. They have a two-headed Star Trek character on the top left one, and they're drawn very badly. So it's Darth Vader, but so the left-hand side and the right those are, like I said, full-size albums, and the ones in the center are all cassettes. Here's some stuff from France, including some Ewok 45s from the Ewok TV show, and then just some odds and ends of droid funks down on the bottom right. I didn't get a chance to play that one. I think that might be best, but so that's some of the stuff that I found that's come out of France. Italy, they usually have some interesting stuff. Three on the right are once again 45s. The one on the left is a full-size LP. Let's see. Germany. The Los Valentos Star Wars theme with the B-side of Never My Love. I didn't get a chance to play that either, and I think once again it might be for the best. The only thing I don't have in my collection is the album on the bottom right. Somebody sent me a picture of it, and it was interesting, but I've never actually been able to find it, so I don't even know what it is. The top right is from the Ewoks TV show, so that's the third in a set of 3 albums that came out for the show. I'm still looking for the other 2. So, and then, like I said, soundtracks and compilations and stuff. Here's some odd and interesting stuff. The thing on the left is a piano roll from a player piano. So it gets fed through the player piano when you play the Star Wars theme. And no, I don't have a player piano, so I couldn't play it. The thing on the right looks a little blurry, but this is about a 5x5 sheet of blue paper that had, it says it's a music survey, but it was from Australia. It's more like a Billboard Top 100 on the back, and it would be handed out at record stores. They would tell you what was in the top, say, 100 in Australia at the time. And this is, of course, when the soundtrack was charting in there. Here's some advertisements for music. The left is from Japan, an issue of Music Life from June 1980. It had the Empire Strikes Back advertisement in. The one on the right, I'm not sure where it came from. There was nothing on it to tell me where it came from. It was just one of those things I came across. And let's see, all of these came out of Billboard magazine. Of course, Star Wars, we go again, and then some of the Star Wars and Close Encounters compilation stuff by Zubin Mehta. And this is a full page out of the Hollywood Reporter on March 17, 1981, congratulating John Williams for getting nominated for Best Original Score for Empire Strikes Back. And it's nice, it's all glossy, and it's actually got my favorite McCory print on it, so it's kind of special to me, I like that. Okay, so this is sort of an homage to Duncan's crazy and weird Star Wars collectibles, if you've seen those over the last celebrations. I wanted to show some of the more odd things. The Irwin Strikes Back, which is a children's album, and then Empire Jazz. Now, as awesome as this cover is, the music is inversely bad. And I'm kind of curious what Vader's drinking, but I mean, you got, it's Chewie. I would have put Chewie on the drums. He looks a little bit more like Animal, but, well, okay, here we go. I warned you, didn't I? seems to get so much longer every time I play it. So that's that. What do we got next? Living in these Star Wars. The Rebel Force Band, music inspired by Star Wars. So they have such great hits as Chewie the Rookie Wookiee. Yeah. So